interesting session, like group sessions. Well, I wasn't there, but I believe my brother did one with his pants around his ankle. I don't know why he went there. Somebody said it was hot in the room, and he goes, hey, well, let's get naked. Next minute, my brother's not wearing trousers. That was interesting. Have you guys heard the Gary Chalk story? The voice of Optimus Prime? That's good. Well, when you're doing these shows and stuff, there's always like, comes an episode and something where they need like a big loud burp. So they look around at everybody like, anybody, hey, can I get a stunt burp? Everybody's like, and it's weird to see a bunch of people going, I guess not me. And everybody around the room, like, men and women all in the room, all sitting there, like grown-ups, all sitting there going, trying to belch. Like, it's not that pretty. But anyway, Gary just happened to have a can of Coke in the studio. And he's like thinking, hey, Coca-Cola, big burp. I'm going in. So Gary stands up and says, gonna give this a try. They're like, okay. So he goes, just like. So this is big to do, right? So, just like shooter of Coke. Sucks it all the way back, and he's like roll. Just hurls. Just pukes. All over them, right? It's brutal. Just a shaft of semi-digested Coca-Cola what he had for lunch. Just projectile vomit. Everybody, no! So it was like Saving Private Ryan, only worse. It was rude. I mean, the bullet's a lot cleaner, isn't it? Being killed by bile is an awful way to go. Everybody's ducking for cover. So, yeah, it was clean up and on 5, clean up and on 5. Gary looking very sort of sorry for himself. Wasn't a proud Optimus Prime moment, I can assure you. Optimus just doesn't do things like that. He says, oh boy, okay. Thanks, Gary. Well, we all feel like we want to vomit now. Thank you. If you need that, we're there. We're for you. Yeah, a lot of Febreze in that room later. So that was pretty interesting, for a group story. That was pretty crazy, yeah.
Who is your favorite voice actors to work with?
Well, my brother from a different mother is Scott McNeil. He's awesome, yeah. Isn't he great though? He's a good guy. Yeah, he's awesome. And actually, I have Scott to thank for getting into the business, because he was in it before me. And Scott was doing a play in Vancouver called Torn Stars. And he played this character called Hollywood Mike. And he had just this unbelievable monologues that just perked up in the middle of scenes, and where he had to just kind of just go. And the show's about drug addiction and things like this, so he was on speed. So he's has this character, I can't even do it, but he's like, and all of a sudden he stops. He just goes, and it flawlessly, every night he did this, and I watched five nights of this show, went to go see him. And I was just blown away at the talent of this guy. And we were both with the same agent, and I happened to run into Scott in a place called North Vancouver in just outside of the city. And I got talking to him, and he's like, hey man, do you do any voice stuff? And I had done radio plays and sketches and stuff on radio stations on the Vancouver Island. But I hadn't done anything in Vancouver, and I'd been trying to break in, and it was a tough go. So Scott told me about a director from Los Angeles that was coming up to Vancouver that was doing a voice workshop, and her name's Sue Blue. And if anybody comes into your town and does anything like that, I highly recommend it, because it's a great way to network yourself. Because what happened was I took her class, and then wouldn't you know it, about a month later, she was auditioning for a G.I.Joe Extreme in Vancouver. And I walked in to audition for it, and she's like, hey, I remember you. You took my class. And I was like, cool. So right away the nerves went down. So anyway, I got a call back for Sergeant Savage, and that was the first gig that I scored, was Sergeant Savage on G.I.Joe, so that was the first thing I got into. Thanks, man. Woo! Sergeant Savage, G.I.Joe Extreme, was a lot of fun to do. That was a cool show to work on. And then right after that, it's weird, but you know, like you score one gig and then it kind of parlays itself into more work. But shortly after that, I got the voice of Leonardo in the Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was just a blast. Just totally cool to be a turtle. Oh yeah. Just back off, Raph. It was like, yeah, it was totally cool to be a turtle. Yeah. Getting meat on the street with a green. Yeah, it was cool. Being a turtle was awesome. It really was. It was like, I couldn't believe, like, everybody loves Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? It was like, whenever anybody finds out, it doesn't matter, like, age, people just like, you're a turtle? And it's kind of weird to sort of think about that for a second. You go, yeah, I'm a turtle. And people are telling me it's cool. Okay, it's all right. I'm a turtle. So we moved into this house in a place called Richmond, just outside of the city, and there's this 11-year-old girl that lived next door to us, and she finds out that I'm one of the Ninja Turtles. And like 3 days, like living here one day, there's like a knock at the door. My wife opens the door. She goes, Mike, I think you ought to come to the door. There's like this sea of kids in the driveway. It was awesome. And this little girl from next door is looking at me. She's like, I'm so sorry. She told her friends at school, like, no way, Leonardo lives here? So like they all came to the house. It was hilarious. So I brought them all in and showed them pictures from the set and stuff like that. It was pretty cool, but yeah. It was totally cool to be a turtle. Oh yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was awesome. It was cool. All right, what else you got? Anybody else got any more questions? Come on, man. Anything? Yes.
You worked on Stargate?
Yes, I played one of the Jaffas on Stargate. Yeah, Stargate was fun. Isn't it a cool show? Do you guys like it? Yep. It was cool. It was cool getting into the wardrobe for that thing. Like being Jaffa was still like, because I got to speak like this as well in the whole scenes. I had to come out and take people down. It was fun. I completely enjoyed it. Yeah, it was cool. It's a cool show to work on. Yeah, I do on-camera things as well. I was fortunate and got to work on a lot of X-Files episodes, which was a blast to do. You know Gillian Anderson? She is awesome. Gillian Anderson was amazing because like she had the hardest dialogue out of anybody on the show because she had all the medical jargon and all the scientific stuff to say, and she just blew me away because she'd be like David would be off in the corner with his mini size going over his lines and stuff like that, and you look over and Gillian would be sitting in the corner just totally zen, like just sitting there waiting, like just chilling in the corner. And they go like first team, she'd be up and like flawlessly, never ever like missed the line on anything. And it was just crazy to watch her. Like she like had the most stuff to say, the hardest dialogue, and she was just flawless, like complete professional. And she's like a real sweetheart too. A lot of fun. So that was a cool show to work on. It was a pleasure to work on that one. She's spooky. It's spooky, but it is. I was fortunate enough to as well, and it was weird how it worked out, but I was really fortunate to play Cobra Commander in G.I.Joe later on too, in the movies, and Valor vs. Venom and Spy Troops. That was cool. And Cobra Commander is so whacked out and kind of all over the place all the time. Anti-mind bender. Yeah, he's kind of... Yeah, Cobra Commander is fun. He's kind of a lunatic, so he's kind of fun. The lunatic characters are always fun to play. Yeah.